Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to tell you if this game's worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight. They're going to steal your heart through dance. Well, they made a rhythm game of Persona 5. Is it worth thieving to the beat? Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight is available on PS4 or PSVita. It's priced at the rather ludicrous $30. I'm going to say if you buy this game, both get it on sale and in the bundle with 3, and completing this game 100% will take you about 7 to 8 hours. So what exactly is Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight? Well, it's part of a duo of games, as mentioned, the other one being Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight, as well as a predecessor Persona 4 Dancing All Night. I guess in the Persona world, dancing only happens at night. You know, that intro got really sidetracked. Let's take it again. Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight is a rhythm game spin-off of the game Persona 5, featuring all of the main characters from that game, except now they're infused with the power of dance. Apparently, after the Persona 4 dance game happened, the other Velvet Room attendants decided to have a dance-off, so Caroline and Justine brought in the whole Persona 5 crew to battle against Elizabeth's Persona 3 crew. That's the entire plot. Don't expect much here. The main loop is quick play, which is to say the only loop, which is playing Persona 5 tracks and remixes on up to 4 difficulties. The gameplay is similar to the Hatsune Miku rhythm games if you're familiar, but I will still explain it. Essentially, notes come from the middle of the screen, and you have to match them with up to 6 different buttons, specifically left, up, down, triangle, circle, X. There's a couple extra wrinkles, namely 2, such as pressing 2 buttons at the same time, or having to hold some of them, but it doesn't get more complicated than that. The other thing you gotta look out for is called Scratch, which is a blue and sometimes multicolored circle, which if you miss it, you're not penalized, but you do want to hit it, as it will increase your combo. You can either do this by flicking one of the analog sticks, or by using the shoulder buttons once you go into settings and turn that on, which you absolutely should do. It's worth knowing the cast of Persona 5 will provide incessant commentary over your dancing throughout the entire track unless you turn that off, which you absolutely should do unless you like going insane. The through line for all of this dancing is a social link system, which is essentially a bunch of challenges you can accomplish, 8 per character. These range from activating modifiers that make tracks easier or harder. Unlocking their social link will allow you to watch a brief fan servicey scene with that character, as well as more costumes and occasionally some other bonuses. And honestly, that's pretty much the whole game. Rhythm game, some quick play, do some challenges to unlock social links, and eventually you'll max out the twin social link, and the story technically ends. So what do I like about Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight? Well, the core gameplay is engaging. It is a decent enough rhythm game with the 6 buttons mixing up with the R1 scratch as an optional bonus, allowing for easy entry but a high skill ceiling. Additionally, the game, particularly the characters themselves, look pretty decent. The dancing is entertaining, the fact that you can dress them up in ridiculous costumes is fun, and they brought the original voice cast back for all the social links, which was great. And lastly, the core music of Persona 5 is still fantastic. Its jazzy style doesn't necessarily lead well to this club style of dancing and remix. More on that in a sec. When it comes to the bad, let's go back to those songs. There's 26 of them, but a lot of them are remixes of the same handful of songs. This is mostly due to the fact this game came out before Persona 5 Strikers, Royal, etc., so they can only glean the main game. Unlike the Persona 3 or Persona 4 dancing games, there's unfortunately more repetition here when it comes to the remixes than I would like. Additionally, this game is pretty content light overall, especially compared to that Persona 4 dancing game, which had a story mode, a shop, and other things. This is essentially just quick play with some bonus goals. And lastly, the social link scenes, which are meant to be a reward, I found to be pretty blah. They aren't very well written and mostly just play off the characters' anime tropes, rather than having that same level of character depth you got from the main game. It makes the interactions feel shallow. As you know, games here on a 3-point scale, must play, maybe consider, don't bother. I think Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight is a maybe consider. To me, this is definitely the weakest of these Persona dancing games, by a fairly large margin in fact. While it and 3 do feel a bit like a cash grab when compared to 4, both 3 and 4's song lists, and honestly writing, feel stronger than this Persona 5 rhythm game. However, if Persona 5 happens to be your favorite Persona game, and you really like the music and rhythm games, there's still a lot of fun to be had here, as the core gameplay itself is solid. I just feel like Atlus could have done a lot more with this, especially considering the quality of most of the other Persona spin-offs. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Have you played the Persona 5 dancing game? Have you played any of the Persona dancing games? Do you have any interest in them at all? Did anyone even watch this review? Probably not. But let me know in the comments if you did. And if you love Persona 5 and rhythm games, maybe give this one a look.